Interesting facts about the Moon. The Moon is Earth's only natural satellite. At about 1/4 the diameter of Earth, it is the largest natural satellite in the solar system relative to the size of its planet and is larger than any known dwarf planet. Here are a few facts about our Moon that might keep you on the toe. Rare image of the Moon casting a shadow on Earth. NASA this week released a photo of the Moon casting a shadow over Earth during a solar eclipse on June 10. The photo shows a dark brown blurry spot over the Arctic last month. A solar eclipse occurs when the Moon is positioned between the Sun and Earth, leading the Moon's shadow to be projected onto Earth's surface. And during the eclipse last month, viewers in parts of Canada, Greenland, Russia and elsewhere saw the Sun appear as a ring of fire surrounding the dark disk of the Moon. The image released Wednesday was captured by the Earth Polychromatic Imaging Camera, a camera and telescope aboard the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Deep Space Climate Observatory satellite, DSCOVR. The satellite is nearly 1 million miles from Earth. The Moon is rusting. Mars has long been known for its rust. Iron on its surface, combined with water and oxygen from the ancient past, give the red planet its hue. But scientists were recently surprised to find evidence that our airless Moon has rust on it as well. A new paper in Science Advances reviews data from the Indian Space Research Organization's orbiter, which discovered water ice and mapped out a variety of minerals while surveying the Moon's surface in 2008. Lead author Shuai Li of the University of Hawaii has studied that water extensively in data from Orbiter's Moon Mineralogy Mapper Instrument, or M3, which was built by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California. Water interacts with the rock to produce a diversity of minerals, and M3 detected spectra of light reflected off surfaces that revealed the Moon's poles had a very different composition than the rest of it. Pune Boy creates stunning picture of Moon by processing 50,000 images totaling 186 gigabytes. A 16-year-old boy from Pune, Maharashtra, has created one of the most beautiful and detailed three-dimensional images of the Moon by compositing 50,000 images. Prathamesh Jaju, who describes himself as an amateur astronomer and astrophotographer, said the massive number of images, over 186 gigabytes data, he had to work with almost killed his laptop while processing. After all that he did, the image was almost 50 megapixels huge, which he has downscaled for mobile phone viewing. The compositing technique is often used in photography to combine images from various visual sources to create the illusion that all the elements are part of the same scene. Jaju called it the HDR last quarter mineral moon. The brown and bluish-gray tones of the Moon depicted the different mineral compositions on the lunar surface. The lunar craters are clearly visible in the extremely high-resolution image. Russia and China team up to build a moon base. Russia and China have presented a plan to build the Joint International Lunar Research Station, ILRS. The proposed lunar base is intended to be ready for crewed visits by 2036 and is unrelated to the American-led Artemis program, which has pledged to land the first woman and person of color on the Moon by 2024, although that date seems increasingly unlikely. Like Artemis, the ILRS is open to collaborating with other countries, and on the 16th of June the China National Space Administration and Russia's State Space Corporation, Roscosmos, published a partnership guide. The development of ILRS is split into 3 phases. Reconnaissance is taking place now with missions such as Chang'e-5, which returned lunar rock samples to the Earth on the 16th of December 2020, and future Chinese and Russian missions. One or more sites will be chosen in the coming years and then the construction phase will begin. This will last almost a decade, with cargo and equipment being transported to the lunar surface via uncrewed ships. Finally, in 2036, human visitors will arrive to begin scientific work and further building the base. Like the Artemis program, the plan will require a sustained injection of cash and political will over many years if it is to succeed. The Moon is going to get its own 4G network, thanks to this rugged lunar rover. From connecting offshore oil rigs and underground mines to letting climbers live stream from 5,200 meters above sea level on Mount Everest, 4G networks are already capable of reaching some of the most remote spots on the planet. Now, the technology is gearing up for its next, extraterrestrial challenge, to connect the Moon. NASA is planning to establish a sustainable human presence on the Moon by the end of the decade as part of its Artemis program, and with such a project inevitably comes a host of logistics issues. But although food, sleep or spacesuit design might be first to spring to mind. Equally as important to life in outer space is appropriate communication. This is why, with 4G networks, and the LTE technology that supports them, having already proven their resilience back on Earth, last year NASA turned to lead telecoms provider Nokia with an unusual request, to design a system that will establish a 4G network to be used by future moonwalking astronauts. The idea of internet-equipped space is not new. Astronauts on the International Space Station, ISS, for example, have been using Wi-Fi since 2008, and can now connect even their spacesuit to the network to stream video from space, communicate with other extraterrestrial vehicles or facilitate docking procedures. Wobble in Moon's orbit will cause more floods on Earth in the 2030s, says NASA. NASA revealed this in a recent study in collaboration with researchers from the University of Hawaii. According to the researchers, these floods are expected to begin sometime in the 2030s and last a good 10 years, according to the study. Not so surprisingly, the moon wobble phenomenon isn't new. It was first reported in 1728 and is known to occur every 18.6 years. According to NASA, in the first half of the cycle, the Earth's regular tides are suppressed, whereas, during the second half, they're amplified.